Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
All right, welcome back. Let's get another check at your afternoon forecast at this lunch hour. Today's one of those days, actually the past couple of days rather, where you start off with the jacket in the morning if you're up early enough, and then you reach this point in the day, like when we both were outside earlier, you don't need it.
You don't need it.
You can shed the layers.
I'll tell you, you'll see a lot of, the old tie to run around your waist thing. Some folks say it's out of fashion, but some people, when it gets to this time of the year, it's a convenience. Yes, it comes back in handy there. And that's going to be more of that as we go into today. But you won't need a jacket this afternoon or tonight. So don't worry about that. Let's dive right into some beautiful views with a lot of sunshine, folks. This is what we like to see. This is in Tooele. Good afternoon. Our friends over I-80 heading westbound. We don't get to see you often, but today you are shining bright. Look at that blue sky showing up across the Tooele area. Let's take you a little farther to the north. This is over towards Cache Valley, USU. I love this shot. You've got nothing but blue skies showing up off into the distance, but look at the mountains, snow-capped mountains. But again, each day we watch this snow levels kind of creep up a little bit there. With these warm temperatures, we are melting some of that snow for sure up there, even in the mountains. All right, let's talk about the water vapor imagery because we've had this high pressure kind of blocking us from any real moisture over the past couple of days. But today we're seeing a little bit of a change as that high pressure slides over towards the Four Corners. You can see a little bit of moisture trying to creep in from the south across far southern Utah. And that will be something we'll be watching as we progress throughout the rest of today into the afternoon hours here because it's not a lot of moisture, but it's enough with the daytime heating since we're getting so warm that we could cook up or bubble up a few of these isolated downpours across the area. Now, again, I don't think it'll be widespread. I don't think everyone will see it. But if you're along the I-70 corridor or over towards our central mountains, you will have the chance of seeing some of these downpours. Maybe a flash of lightning, rumble of thunder, and again, some brief heavy rainfall that could come down with this activity. But it's going to be few and far between. And I think the best time that you could see that is going to be between about 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. this evening, and then I think it all dissipates whatever is out there, and we're back to the quiet conditions as we head into our Thursday as we begin to dry those skies out. But again, I do want to let you know if you're in the Price area down towards Richfield, over towards Loa and Escalante, there is a chance, if you're maybe thinking about heading out on Lake Powell, that there could be an isolated rumble of thunder. So just make sure you're keeping an eye on the ABC4 weather app. Zoom into the radar in case you need it. But the big story is not the rain chance. The big story, no doubt about it, with that subtropical jet stream going off to our north, we are in that ridge of high pressure, and that means some very warm temperatures. In fact, well above average temperatures settling in across the Intermountain West, and not only well above average, but today and heading into Thursday, we're watching for the potential of some near record warm that will continue to build across the Intermountain West. So, we've got to keep an eye on the numbers very closely. It'll be close, but it could be possibly some of the earliest 80s and 90s that we've seen here in this area. So we'll keep an eye on it. Temperatures, you can see right now, 65 degrees in Salt Lake City, 64 in Ogden, 56 still in Provo, but 65 in Milford, 66 in Cedar City, already up to 72 degrees in St. George, and 68 degrees in Moab. So this afternoon along the Wasatch Front, again, I think low 70s to the upper 70s for sure. Very possible we could touch 80 at some point. And if we do, that's when we could potentially see some records being broken there. In St. George, same story, low 80s though, possibly getting into the upper 80s, and we may even touch 90 at some point this afternoon, which would be the earliest we've ever seen that. Either way, it's going to be very warm, and if you're going to be getting outside to enjoy this, whether it's a tea time or just sitting by the pool, just know the UV index is in the 6th category. That's in the high category, therefore. So what does that mean? That means you need that sunscreen SPF 15 or greater, or you could burn in less than 30 minutes. And that means that it's not enjoyable to be out there in the warmth then, right? So we're forecasting 80 for Salt Lake City. We typically should be in the 50s. We're way above average, but will we set records? Well, the old record high is 79 degrees. So if we hit 79, we'll at least tie that. If we hit 80, it will break the daily record, and the earliest we've seen 80. And then in St. George, 90 is what we're forecasting. If we hit 90, we clearly break the record high of 87, that old record high. And if we hit 90 degrees, it would be the earliest we've ever hit 90. So a lot to watch there with these above normal temperatures. We'll do it again with above normal temperatures for your Thursday, but this storm system off to the west of us will begin to dig a little farther south and east, and will start to bring us both cooler weather and more unsettled weather to the region. In fact, we're talking about increasing chances of showers as we get into your Friday, Saturday, maybe a little break Sunday, and then we ramp it back up Monday into Tuesday as well. In fact, by Tuesday, it could be cold enough, maybe even a few snowflakes in the valleys as an overall wetter pattern begins to take over here for the first week of April. St. George, we're near 90. Again, if we hit 90, it's the earliest we've ever seen. We'll see how it goes. 88 for your Thursday. Then we cool it down for the weekend. The Wasatch Front, 80 degrees potentially today or tomorrow, maybe both days. And then after that, we cool it down in a big way with off and on chances of rain and maybe in a few snowflakes by the beginning of next week.